Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again. I've managed to sneak in another video using one of the Edge of Eternity's commanders before I head off on holiday. And today's one is all about Memnon, Uthros Exile. 1 blue and red for a 1/3 jellyfish advisor. It's uncommon, it's unusual, it's an uncommon, I'm aware of that, but has flying. But whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Now, I thought about this. We've got ways of making artifacts every turn. We all know that, and you'll see some of them coming up. But blue, red, and you want to be casting artifacts. You want to be casting creatures as well to put the counters on. So how are you going to do it? Well, I thought the easiest way, and then still win the game. So I thought the easiest way to do this was really to make sure you had many creatures that could just get through. So that's what we're doing today. Hope you like this one. So, starting at the beginning, we have 32 creatures in the deck, and a lot of them have a key thing, which you can see here from Ginger Brute, which is basically unblockable. Now, Ginger Brute's great because it's double value for Memnon. It's a creature that can't be blocked if you pay the one, and when it comes into play, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on something, probably on itself, to be fair. So you get a 2/2 for 1 mana, which with haste, which is pretty good, really. From there, we've got Gudul Lurker, which can't be blocked, which is one of the salamanders. You can megamorph it if you want to, pay it for 3 face down and turn it face up for a green, so you get a 2/2 creature. A little bit expensive doing it that way, but you know, it's there. It still can't be blocked. Slitherblade can't be blocked. Triton's Shawl Stalker can't be blocked. Charming Scoundrel's here because it creates a treasure token when you play it, so an artifact enters play, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on something as long as Memnon's in play. Daring Saboteur is also in and around at the moment. This is here so it can't be blocked, and then when it deals combat damage to player you can loot. Elusive Spellfist is also in because we've got a lot of non-creature spells in the deck, so pumping it up a little bit and then making sure it can't be blocked kind of works from that point of view. Generous Plunder is in because it creates a treasure. Yes, we have to give a treasure to someone else, that's fine, but that's just a generation of a treasure, of an artifact each turn for you, which triggers Memnon. Ghostly Pilferer is just a bit of fun, really. We can discard a card so it can't be blocked and go in that way if we need to, and then, you know, we can pay the 2 when we untap it to get our card back if we need to. But whenever an opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than a hand, we get to draw a card as well, so it does have double value with this deck. Gleaming Barrier is just a fun basic artifact that comes into play, and when this comes into play you get the treasure tokens. You get 2 triggers from Memnon, so 2 +1/+1 counters on something. Invisible Stalker, hexproof, can't be blocked. We all know what this does. I think we've all lost to it in standard or modern at some stage. Marching Duradron comes in from the Battle at Baldur's Gate set. Whenever it attacks, each player creates a treasure token, which is fine. That means you can chuck a +1/+1 counter on something, so that's in here just for that, and it's 2 mana for another artifact. River Sneak can't be blocked. No, there's a couple of other bits of merfolk in here, so you know, it does make it a little bit bigger, but another one that can't be blocked, like Shoreline Looter, can't be blocked either. And you know, it's quite nice having Threshold. Then unless we've got Threshold, we have to loot basically, but if we've got Threshold, it's just a straight draw, which is nice. Silent Hall Creeper from Duskmorn also comes in, can't be blocked, deals combat damage to a player, chose one that hasn't been chosen. You can put 2 +1/+1 counters on it, draw a card, and becomes a copy of another target creature. That's fine. You get to do it 3 times, but it's the can't be blocked thing we're really interested in. Suspicious Bookcase just means any creature we have can't be blocked for 3 mana. Sir Ginger the Meal Ender is also in. I just like this as a 2 mana 3/1 artifact that triggers Memnon, and then if we need to gain some life we can do, but because other artifacts we go to the graveyard, like the treasures and some of the clues we've got coming up, you can make Sir Ginger fairly big with a bit of luck. Academy Manufacturer, because we want the treasures and all the other little tokens we create, there's might as well have this in here, and again it's another artifact to trigger Memnon. Benthic Infiltrator is the Eldrazi drone. As we all know, can't be blocked. It's a 1/4 for 3 mana, has Devoid and Ingest, so yeah, that's fine by me. Captain Lannery Storm attacks, gives us a treasure, which will make him even bigger with a bit of luck. Cephalid Ink Mage, Surveil 3, as long as we've got Threshold, it can't be blocked. Crimson Caravana from Fallout. Double Strike Trample, which is why it's really here. So it's kind of a big beater when we get there. But when it deals combat damage, you get a junk token, which is an artifact. So double strike, first strike damage goes in, you get your junk token, you get your +1/+1 if Memnon's in play, goes on here, they deal another 2, you know the score. Detective for the month's a little bit of fun. Ascend, we've got 10 permanents or more, we get the city's blessing, and that means detectives we then control can't be blocked. We have a couple of ways of drawing extra cards, ghostly pilfer if we need to. So getting those detective tokens, bit of a challenge, but can be done. Jill Shiver's Dominant is also in. Bounces something when it comes into play, and then when you flip it, you get to make 2 target creatures unblockable by Shiver, and then basically tap all lands your opponent's control, and then come back to Jill. So it's all good. Thas is in because why would you not want this in here to scry at the beginning of your upkeep and pay 2 mana to make anything unblockable. Likewise, Bria Riptide Rogues coming in from Bloomborough as well for the prowess, give all other creatures prowess, and then casting non-creature spells means a creature can't be blocked. Yeah, okay. Herald of the Streams is just a no-brainer in this deck. We chuck around +1/+1 counters on creatures all the times, and they can't be blocked. That's fine. No issue with that card. Made literally no sense not to have it in the deck. Rose Cutthroat Raider just gives us junk tokens when we attack. As long as we attack at the end of combat turn, as long as you attack this turn, you get junk tokens. So you get to put a +1/+1 counter on something after the attack step, but you still get the +1/+1, and then obviously sacrificing junk tokens off gives you some red mana so you can cast those spells with a bit of luck. Waller Rogue is also in. We can tap 2 untapped artifacts to give something unblockable, and we get a couple of Thopters, which are nice. Because I'm in red, Bonehorde Dracosaur had to be here. Sorry, it's always going in my red decks, no matter how difficult it'll be to cast, but I just love this card. Plus, it does give us a treasure occasionally, so it does put the +1/+1 counters around. Kappa Cannoneer just is, again, a no-brainer. Ward 4, whenever this creature or another artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it can't be blocked. And finally, Junk Winder. Yeah, affinity for tokens, which we should have a lot of, and then whenever a token enters the battlefield under your control, you basically get to stun something for a turn. So yeah, okay, well, literally anything, not just creatures but anything. So hopefully we'll get a few more tokens. A couple of sorceries just help us control the board with Chain Reaction and Blasphemous Act, and then couple of counterspells, counterspell and mana drain, and then we've got 3 game changes in the deck. We'll come to the other 2 in a minute. Cyclonic Rifts here just to make sure we can get through if we're getting really behind. Artifacts, well, Bludgeforged Battle Axe, so we keep getting those tokens as we deal damage, and then we get another artifact +1/+1 counter. Elixir of Immortality's here. If when things go wrong, we shuffle it all back in. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet from Ramp. Brotherhood Regalia to sit on Memnon and give them a little bit of Wall 2 protection, and then it's can't be blocked as well, so that's quite nice. Buried Treasure gives us 2 mana for basically a treasure token, and then we can sack it off to get some mana, which is fine. Collector's Vault, just draw a card, discard a card, get a treasure token. Repeatable pumping of Memnon. Gilded Pinions, when it comes into play, we get a treasure token. And we give a creature flying if we need to have flying, but basically this is 2 +1/+1 counters for 2 mana. Same with Golden Egg, is just 1 +1/+1 counter, but we can either gain the life or get a colour if we need something desperately. Gold Pan is another one that doubles up. Equipment gives us a treasure when it comes in, so 2 +1/+1 counters. Cheap equip cost for +1/+1 on a creature as well. Instant Ramen comes into play. We draw a card, we can sack it off to get 3 life, but 2 mana again. Junk Jet, again, another bit of equipment that's 2 mana. Enters the battlefield, we get a junk token, we get to sacrifice another artifact, and we double the equipped creature's power until the end of turn, which can be very nice for this deck where we're going in with unblockable creatures that have been pumped with +1/+1 counters. Key to the City, fine, discard a card, make something unblockable, then untap it, we draw another card for 2. Lembas from Lord of the Rings, scry 1 when it comes in, and then when it's put in the graveyard from the battlefield, we get to shuffle it back into our library and repeat the process again. Mindstone, no-brainer, Ramp. Then Ruby Medallion, Sapphire Medallion to help cut the cost of our spells down. Thought Vessel to make sure we've got no hands, maximum hand size. The Nuka-Cola Vending Machine, complete no-brainer in this deck. Yeah. Create a food token, sacrifice a food token, get a treasure token that's tapped. That's 2 +1/+1 counters if you've got the mana to do it, so it's all good. Whisper Silk Cloak just gives us a way to really do protect Memnon if we need to. Just give them shrouds, they can't be targeted at all. Arete, the Tempting Apple's a little bit of fun from my point of view because I want to gain control of someone's big creature at some stage and nick it to beat them up with. Tamiyo's Journal is the other game changer in the deck, because we've got the searching side thing out. So, and we do get a clue every turn, so that triggers our Memnon and Transmutation Vault. We can just play this, tap it, and get a blood, a clue, or food token to go and basically trigger Memnon even more. Enchantments, there's just 4 to make sure we can get things through, and they all give creatures unblockable. So Guaia's Form, Ether Tunnel, Cloak of Mist, and Gossip's Talent is the only one that doesn't, but the level 2 does. Whenever you attack target attacking creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn, which is fine, no problem with that. But we do like the whole whenever a creature you control into Surveil 1, that does get through our deck. Because everything in this deck, and we've got more 2-drops in this deck than anything else, I've cut the lands down to 35. We have got Access Tunnel just to make something unblockable if we need to, and then all the other blue and red lands you can think of are in here. 4 islands. We are playing Khan's Bastion just as a one-off for a little bit of proliferation fun to double up the +1/+1 counters. We've got Reliquary Tower in here, we've got Temple of the False God in here, but everything else is red or blue, as you can well imagine in this deck. And that's it. That's my little bit of fun with Memnon. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun to play this one, and it's going to be one of the cheaper decks to pick up, I feel, looking at some of the pre-order prices for Edge of Eternities as I start building these decks. The rest of this week will be decks I've done in the past, so bear with me, they'll be coming out. I think I've got the same t-shirt on for most of them, so I have done them on different days, trust me out. But I've snuck in 2 Edge of Eternities ones for the time being. There will be more next week, but in the meantime, please hit the like button, please hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, help me out. It'd be really nice to start ticking up towards 800, 900, 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, so the more the merrier. And yeah, you'll see me tomorrow when I've been telling you I'm on holiday, which I am, so at the start of the video. So have fun, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with some more decks from Edge of Eternities. For now, bye.